Now let us start the next chapter, light. So what is light? If I ask you the question, define light, then what will you say? The simplest answer, and that you have studied in junior class also, is that light is a type of energy. Just like any other energy, heat energy, kinetic energy, potential energy, nuclear energy, chemical energy, just like all those energies, light is also an energy. Now when we say that light is energy, what does it actually mean? It means that it should be able to do certain work. For example, heat energy. If I talk about heat energy, what we can we say about heat energy? We will say that heat energy enables us to feel the temperature of a body. If I touch a hot object, I will feel that it is hot. It is making me, the heat energy in the object is making me feel the temperature of that body. If it is very cold, if I stick my hand in the freezer, then I will feel cold because of the heat energy. So heat energy enables me to judge the temperature of a particular body. Similarly, if we talk about kinetic energy, so if I throw this pen in a particular direction, then I will say that this pen has some mass, it is moving with a velocity, that means it is having some kinetic energy. Similarly, if it drops, if I am holding this pen here at this height, then it will have some potential energy. So just like any energy which enables us to do something, light also enables us to do something. And what is the most important use of light for us? Light enables us to see objects. Now, these objects can be divided into two types. First is luminous objects. Luminous, luminous objects. What are these objects? These objects are source of light. That means these objects are emitting, they are producing their own light. Example, sun is producing its own light. It is not reflecting any light, it is producing its own light. Any star is luminous because it is producing its own light. Apart from that, we have bulbs, we have tube lights, we have candle. All these objects, they have their own light, so they are called luminous objects. The other type of objects is non-luminous objects. What are non-luminous objects? Which do not have their own light. So if an object does not have its own light, how are we able to see it? We are able to see such objects because they are reflecting the light of luminous objects. So non-luminous objects reflect the light of luminous objects, and that reflected light, that light falls into our eyes, and we are able to see that particular non-luminous objects. A table is a non-luminous object. The table does not produce its own light. What the table do? How are we able to see the table? Because right now it is reflecting the light of the tube light. The tube light is the luminous object. It is producing its own light. That light falls on the table, it gets reflected, and then it goes into my eyes, and that's how I am able to see the table. So these are non-luminous objects. They don't have their own light. There can be n number of examples. There is table, chair. Me, I am non-luminous. I am not producing my own light. So these are all non-luminous objects. Now this is about the non-luminous object. Now next thing is the nature of light. So let us go back again to heat energy. If I ask you what is the nature of heat energy, so you will say that heat energy makes us feel the temperature. That is the nature of heat energy. It transfers heat from one point to another. So that is heat energy. What is chemical energy? Chemical energy is the energy inside the atoms and molecules of a particular chemical. Those atoms and molecules are doing some work, and that work, when it is released, that work we call chemical energy. So similarly, what is the nature of light? Now in case of light, it is a bit complicated situation. It is not as easy to understand as any other form of energy, Because light has been discovered, or the nature of light has been discovered in a very long duration of time. It was discovered step by step. Earlier, the scientists said that light has a wave nature. What is a wave nature? Now, wave nature is the nature of those objects, is the nature of those physical phenomena which causes certain physical phenomena like diffraction. Now, we are not going to study these physical phenomena here, they are for higher classes, but we can say that it has nature, light has wave nature because it follows certain physical phenomena like diffraction, interference, polarization, etc. So I'll just give you very brief explanation of what are these. Now, diffraction is a process in which the light bends around an object. Now you must have studied that light always travels in a straight line. That is true, but that is not a completely correct statement. It is not giving the entire information. Light does not always travel in a straight line. If this is light, it is traveling in a straight line, and if there is an object that comes in front of it, what will happen? You will say there will be a shadow of the object because it stopped the light, so there will be a shadow of the object. That is fine, that is correct. What if the size of this object is very small? Then what will happen? It will not only create a shadow of the object, the light will also bend around the object. So now light is not traveling in a straight line. So light travels in a straight line only till there is no object in front of it. As soon as there is some object, as soon as the size of that object is small, the light will bend. It will not bend like this. That will not happen. It is not going to bend like a circle or a curve, but it will bend like this. It will go like this, and after the object comes in its way, it will again bend and then again continue in a straight line. So that's why books say that light always travel in a straight line, but light bends. This bending is called diffraction. Similarly, there is interference. In interference, there are two lights. Suppose there are two waves of light moving in opposite direction. They will interact with each other and they will produce certain conditions, certain results, which is called interference of light. So since light follows these properties, hence the scientists said that light has wave nature. So it first established nature about light that it was a wave nature. After few years, scientists like Max Planck, Albert Einstein, they said that light also has particle nature. What is the property of a particle? This pen is a particle. I can say that this is a particle. Why? Because it has some mass. If I throw this particle, it is going to move with certain velocity. If I throw this particle towards the board, it will strike the board and it will be reflected back at certain angle. So there is reflection also. So since light also follows certain physical phenomena like reflection, another is refraction with an R. We are going to study refraction in detail later on in this chapter. These are the physical phenomena which suggest that light also has particle nature. So now the theory is that light has both wave nature and particle nature. Now wave nature is easy to understand. That has no problem. Particle nature is a bit complicated because it goes in the area of something called quantum physics. Now, we are not going to study quantum physics. It's a very new part of physics and it is very complicated. It's way beyond our syllabus. But what this says is that light is made up of certain elementary particles. Now, what it means by elementary particles? If I give you an example, suppose we have an atom, then we know that atom is made up of protons, neutrons and electrons. So these three particles, electrons, proton, neutron, they are elementary particles. But are they final elementary particle? No, proton can be further divided. Electrons, neutrons, they can be further divided, and there are other smaller particles, muons, they are called muons, and there are several other category, quarks, etc. So these are all elementary particles. So light is also made, as particle nature suggests, quantum physics suggests that light is also made up of elementary particle, and they named this particle photon. You must have heard this name, that light is made up of photons. So photon is the particle. But is it really a particle? If the light is falling on me, we know that this is the particle, it has some mass. If I throw it on you, if it strikes you, you will feel that some particle struck me. So when light strikes me, do we feel, when the light falls on us, do we feel that some particle is striking us? We do not feel. You can explain this, that we are not feeling it because the mass of the particle photon is so less that we are not feeling anything. It is so less, it will have such less energy that we won't be able to feel anything. And that is correct. But when we talk about this in physics, in terms of physics, then we say that it is made up of elementary particle photon. We just say this so that we can justify the particle nature of the light. Otherwise, we do not have anything about light to justify the particle nature. I can justify particle nature of this pen because it has some mass. If suppose there was no mass, then how will I justify that particle nature of this pen? How will I justify that when I am throwing the pen, it is reflecting from the board? I will not be able to justify it. So same thing, photon is not actually a very real particle. We say that it is a hypothetical particle. Hypothetical particle means we made up this, we assumed that this is a particle which gives the light its particle nature. So when we say that light is made up of photon, what we actually mean is that photon is that part of light which shows the particle nature of light. I hope this is somewhat clear. Now another thing that proves this is the mass. What is the mass of the photon? Every particle has mass. This pen is a particle, it has some mass. What is the mass of photon? Now this is a very interesting thing. Photon is massless when it is at rest. It is massless, but the condition is only when it is at rest. Now if I say photon makes light, there is light. The light started from point A. It was going towards point B in a straight line. Now can you assume a situation that light started from point A, it came till point B, and then it stayed there. Now the light is standing at point B. Does it happen? The light is coming from the window towards me. The light comes, travels certain distance in a straight line, it comes till here and then it stops. It is not going further. Does it ever happen? Can you assume any situation like this? It does not happen. Why? Because as soon as the light stops, we say that it is absorbed. In normal terms, in common language, we will say that light is absorbed. That is why the light is not going further. If the light is coming from board, like for example right now you are looking at the screen, the light is coming from the screen, it is falling into your eyes. What is happening after it falls into your eyes? It is getting absorbed by the retina to form the image. So light is getting absorbed. In physics, we don't use the term absorb when we talk about photon. We say that when the light stopped, when the light is absorbed, this photon became at rest. When photon came at rest, it has become massless. When a particle does not have any mass, what does it mean? That the particle is destroyed. So this photon theory is valid till the light is traveling, because till the light is traveling from one point to another point, it will show the particle nature, and to justify particle nature we said that light is made up of photon. But as soon as the light is absorbed by something, by some object, we will say that photon is destroyed. Why do we say photon is destroyed? Because the photon came at rest, and when photon is at rest, it becomes massless. So this is how we justify wave and particle nature of light. It's a bit complicated thing. It is, I have gone beyond your syllabus, a little bit beyond your syllabus, but it is important to understand because in the book you will get very half written statements which are not conveying the complete information. So if you have any doubt about this, you can message me.